up. They're actually going to go for a more standard dive approach, bringing in the Winston. That's going to give a little bit more self-peel, allow him to actually get in and get out of some of this, be able to create space, hold that ground, and then fall back comfortably. And Meta Athena should be all the safer for it.
Fusion Uni, just a couple of swaps. You'll be getting an idea of what they're running into. Still dive, no, nice, not feeling the far, going back to what they do, and no bast, the 3-3, even alarm on the Zen 2. Need that extra sustain. Now you have the choice of the barrier or the Transcendence against an EMP. But then, what is really going to be their answer against Terror? I guess it'll be the Discord Orb.
Yeah, you got to be able to deal with the ground game. If you're able to win that one out, you can put pressure onto half as well. Just looking for basically susceptible dive targets.
A great bubble from Inhya kind of splits apart some people from Fusion Uni who just dive on forward. Nobody getting claimed yet. Chunks gets slept in his dive, I think around the point, on top of the point rather. Fusion Uni pretty comfortable on this point. Meta Athena preventing that objective time from starting. Barrage at the ready now from Teru. Doesn't even need it, but now you can let it rain on that door, and Fusion Uni only have a bubble to really stop that.
Soon enough, though, the EMP barrage combo is going to be available for Meta Athena, and they can turn this fight around, especially with Fusion University. 6-man EMP out!
Nothing can stop this barrage! You can run, but you can't hide, and there you're slept. Slapped back into the next existence. Fusion Uni, though, looked like they had a good start, but then they gave up the space to Meta Athena. Still almost sneaking by that first tick. Meta Athena still up to fight.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be stability brought to you by Foreign Rally. I mean, it's not still investing that here, and they have more to go for. This portal's coming up, and Chongsik back in the fight now as well.
First tick snuck by from Fusion Uni. Chongsik just have to lay a bubble to avoid that self-destruct. And now Rival from Chongsik is at the ready, and he needs to not die with it. Bernard loses mech. This is the second tick. Meta Athena are getting kills, but they're not holding control of the area.
Graviton available though, and they're actually going to catch the Sombra. Easy kill for them to find, and Inyak not even able to actually spin around the point now, or else he's going to fall into the grab as well. So Fusion University able to then finally get the job done, clean up the point, get control of the payload, and start pushing it along into the next phase of the map.
That was really strange. I'm kind of itching my head. Not that I'm like the hugest brain ever, but meanwhile, while I'm trying to figure out what happened, Fusion Uni tried to get further ahead. Chunks gets slept and then dealt with, so that'll slow things down. Of course, spawns are pretty close, but the point, I mean, they got hit by a 3K barrage and then still lost the fight. That was interesting.
Yeah, stability. That's what it comes down to. I mean, basically just going support ult after support ult, making sure that you're able to sustain long enough to get your respawns. Even when you have someone coming back, I mean, a lot of mobility still, even on Fusion's comp, if you can get Fuse back there or Chongsik just jumping.
And Damon's looking for alarm, making sure he gets him, can't drop that Transcendence. And there is that barrage follow-up into the front line of Fusion Uni. So this is really good awareness from Meta Athena now. Exhausted from their DPS ultimates at the very least, and Fusion Uni, it's 2 lost fights for them.
Yeah, Fusion Uni really struggling to deal with this 2-2-2 split, even with the Hammond coming in as well for Inyak. They're not able to shut it down at the moment, and they do have that 3-3-3 split, and I wonder if they start incorporating the Sombra, not only are they going to be able to start hacking Inyak out, but they can also take Terra out of the sky as well.
Ooh, Inyak, I think he got stunned. He was trying to maybe go for alarm. Now taking way too much damage at the start. Now Chunksy can have a lot more freedom, chasing after the setup of Meta Athena. Half is dead. You have named, forced to use the Valkyrie, but kind of out of position here. Meta Athena are going to struggle to have this last defense. That cart is approaching. Meta Athena needs to jump on it. Inhyuk is there in time. Nano, given the Jasper, just needs to hold him into mech. Long enough to get that self-destruct. Drops it onto the cart. Zones them away. Fusion Uni jump right on it. Get point B.
And while it does seem that Fusion University have been stalled quite a bit, it's just that this composition that Meta Athena is running, it doesn't really permit them to be able to take fights cleanly on the cart. In the meantime, Fusion University, they can easily just keep pushing it along. They don't have to really take the full fight. And they were able to win that with just 2 fights, despite Meta Athena fighting all the way through. Now 3 minutes here, Meta Athena full swapping EMP available for Damon.
Yeah, the Ryan will be good too to just fight against the dive of Chungsik, and he found him.
Hello.
Alarm. He can't hide for much longer. Oh, Alarm! Oh my God! He kicked him. He kicked him in his face, and now Meta Athena will not get anything going in that regard. But spawns are pretty close. They need to get back quick. They want to stop Fusion Uni from capping.
Yeah, Meta Athena really, again, have to rely onto this EMP. Even if they do find Alarm, now you know you can't come out swinging at him because Alarm will take you down, and not even close enough.
No!
What a way to go out.
He kicked him so hard he could EMP. Big winning condition there. Wow. Wow, that's all I gotta say.
And look at that time bank too. 2:37 ultimately for Fusion University on their attack. And that was such a big pick. Damon trying to get that kill early, or at least I think ideally what he was trying to get was maybe not even the kill, but just to pull Alarm's Transcendence out early so that he can pour it out of the fight and try to see if he could actually force the EMP to come after and maybe catch Fuse with the EMP later. So there would be no support ults available for Fusion University and they could win the fight there. Unfortunately, this is the deal that NA players have been dealing with over the course of the last year and a half, is that nothing goes the way you want to when you're expecting to kill Alarm. You can't just simply expect to win a 1v1 against Alarm, especially when he's on Zen.
And also that the fact that he's hiding, the last time we saw him go after Alarm was exposed. So he went for the EMP, which got Alarm and a few other people. But because Alarm was behind a door, he couldn't just solo EMP, because that just takes all the value away. Still a pretty cool play. I bet Alarm's feeling very happy about that. On their next attack, though, Meta Athena going with their usual Nano Blade. Now, does Damon go Sombra, or does he go with the GT Dive?
Well, it looks like he is going to swap to the Sombra, but in the meantime, Fusion University, this is that kind of classic approach for Fusion University, is putting Alarm actually onto the Ana with the Mercy so that they can play Sombra Pharah. And I love Alarm on Nimbani first point defense. He is incredible on this point. It's actually probably one of the most dangerous maps I think anybody could face him on. Definitely up there. He is so good at maintaining that high ground control, and given resources that Fusion University actually sometimes even gives to him, he can get up there aggressively and lay in some nasty biotic grenades offensively into Meta Athena and catch them out.
They can't be completely free, though. At least there is a D.Va to help with that dive. As you see, Inya got domed before he could even finish that dive. Alarm, not only deadly with the sleeps, but the shots too. And without that Winston, Jasper I don't think followed up as closely. Without that Winston, we'll have to wait a second.
And this is just a farming composition here. Very much similar, basically the same exact approach, rather, that Fusion University had on Temple of Anubis. Just farm, get those ultimates up and available, then go for that hard engage once you have those 3 resources allotted.
Okay, that Sombra duel kind of scared me a little bit. The Fusion Uni now, still at EMP, looking to take down the... Whoa, almost said Farmer's. Tero kind of flies like one. Shutting down the blade is the whole goal here. Fusion, but still couldn't get the finish. Didn't even have his translocate ready to safety. Nice dropping. At least he's resurrected, but Meta Athena just taking too much blood at this point. They'll be able to get onto the point comfortably. Fusion Uni just trying to throw bodies to prevent that. Nice, goes for a barrage. One of those swap barrages, maybe, as Meta Athena will get the point.
Yeah, I think that was a little bit of a mistake, an error there for Fusion University that kind of opened that up for Meta Athena. Snillo went for the EMP, and Fusion University hard engaged on it. Unfortunately, only caught Teru. So not only do Meta Athena win that point and that fight, but they don't utilize anything after the investment from Fusion University was pretty heavy. Now Fusion University is forced to swap and deal with Teru. EMP Nanoblade with basically having nothing.
And not even needing to use that for the point is great. There is Nanoblade. Teru into the back, finds Alarm immediately, dodging that sleep. Now Snillo 2. I mean, just with Fuse, Fusion Uni don't have enough resources. But Fuse with 2 onto name 2 question mark in chat, but never mind.
2?
2.
2?
Damn it. I brought that upon myself. But either way, Meta Athena's still stuck in spawn.
Yeah, Fusion University, that was such a pivotal moment for them. I mean, to get Fuse those environmental kills stabilizes the economy and allows them to halt the progress of that payload. Now they can take this fight aggressively and force another fight as well, if should they lose one before they actually do drop point B.
EMP. Self-destruct from Jasper. Didn't find anything. Fusion Uni able to find cover, but Chongsik not able to use Primal in time due to that EMP. Now, Fusion Uni have to see if they can fight this. They're actually pretty far back. They want Chongsik in this. He'll be able to touch with Primal, but he has to get back quick. And then they have nice grab. This is how they're going to try and take this fight back. There's the dive. Bernard's the one to touch. Chongsik only holding on to the Primal. Oh, Jasper eats the grab! The winning condition for Fusion Uni completely shut down. As Inhyuk goes in deep now with the Primal, but taking too much damage. Chongsik doing the same thing, but he's surviving much longer. Fusion Uni just stabilizing, making sure they keep a toe on the payload so that Athena don't sneak that one in. Fusion Uni get to breathe a little bit.
Fusion University looking so good in these fights now, and nice, already back up at 70%. Was shut down initially by Jasper, and you can see the swap actually being made now. They're going to mash that 3-2-1 exactly with the mirror this time around, as they do swap up that front line just a little bit. And EMP, something that Meta Athena really needs here in this next fight to claim point B, especially if they want to match that time bank that Fusion University has.
But Damon's also a little bit PTSD about finding alarm and then not dying to alarm when he goes for that. Has to make sure. And even Fuse, I mean, he could bring out the barrier. Transcendence in time from alarm. Haven't been able to find him. I think he was hiding on the high ground. So Fusion Uni, though, survive a little bit. Now have to take back control of the point. Chongsik even got hacked after the EMP, but still doesn't drop. The grab from Nice comes down. Meta Athena with Trance, but Bernard self-destruct into the back. No shield for Meta Athena. Now they're just trying to run away. They do punish Chongsik, who went a little bit too deep. Meta Athena now still have to reset.
And this is the Fusion University we remember. This is it. This is it. Fusion University seem like they're back in the swing of things here in this map of Numbani, especially if they can actually continue this progress and be able to shut down Meta Athena going forward. Damon trying to build into another EMP, but nice. Look at this. Already again, back up at 60%. He's had a grab for every single fight.
But Fusion Uni have the barrier and a shatter. A little bit of an advantage coming up into this next fight if they can time this well. Now barrier on the other side. As everyone's on the high ground, so Chungsik's not too happy. He's not a happy boy until everyone drops, so he can shatter everyone. Everyone's to the left. Now getting behind Inhyuk's shield. Didn't go for it. Brig in line of sight. You don't want to get stunned out of it either. Fusion Uni without. There's Zenyatta. The barrier engage. Didn't get too much value out of that, but Nice has barrier, or sorry, have this grab, but it's the EMP from Damon now that is splitting apart Meta Athena. They go on forward, they get the cleanup. The patience battle pays off, and Meta Athena claim point B.
Yeah, that's exactly how Meta Athena want to play that. They want to try to pull Chungsik's shatter out if they can, but you know, even if they have to fall back on worst case scenario, you're just talking about buying time for Damon to get the EMP online or a vanilla hack to set things up. Now Fusion University defending this corner. Have to kind of keep that in mind, keep that in check. Nice though with the Graviton at the ready. Same thing for Jasper holding this corner.
But the support ultimates, how they use it, it matters. Alarm and half. They do dance with the Transcendence, but Inhyuk is so out of position. They're forced to use the barrier. It's a good shatter from Chongsik, but the barrier again. A lot of sustain here. Meta Athena forced their hand early. Fusion Uni losing their Zarya, big source of DPS now gone. Bernard about to lose Mac, no shield for them either. Fusion Uni now have to run back to spawn. They'll have one last fight to contest.
This time around, at the final point of Numbani, Damon should get the EMP off. This time around, it should come out, and Meta Athena off the back of it. That should be enough for them. A Fuse just not going to be able to have the sound barrier to answer.
Ooh, EMP drops on Fusion Uni. Bernard can't even self-destruct. They can't do anything. Fuse with a barrier helps some of his players, but the shatter from Inhyuk, the grab, the final goodbye as Meta Athena waves. Maybe waving also to their time bank that has diminished quite a bit, but still finishing the map gives them another shot.
It also gives a little bit more to the time bank of Fusion University. You're going to see that time go up ever so slightly there. So inevitably, it is going to be a minute to about 3 minutes here for Fusion University, and we will see Meta Athena attacking first. And as we do, of course, go into these next rounds with the 2-minute time bank differential, I mean, this is going to be massive, I think, in favor of Fusion University, especially given what we see on those first attacks with those EMP Nanoblade setups. I would imagine that it would take quite a bit to be able to farm that kind of win condition up.
Yeah, Meta Athena at least have more than one winning condition where Alarm has been countering the grabs from Jasper, half countering the grabs from Nice, but then Meta Athena have the EMP they can work towards, where at least Fusion Uni running both the Lucio and the Zenyatta, they have the support ultimates to counter either way, as we are in a bit of a pause to make sure all the players are ready, maybe fixing a bit of the crackling of the audio issue, but we're going to send it to a quick break, and we'll see you guys as the round starts. Debated. I got you. We're back. Into the game we go. They had a very short pause. Literally, as soon as it said goodbye, they went on. Hello. We're now into Meta Athena's attack. Less than a minute to go.
So as we do look over at the game here, it is going to be Fusion University now on defense. And I believe we're just waiting to get into the game at the moment, but it is being played out. So
this is more
there it goes. There we go.
But all you missed, Terror dying first. But Fusion Uni have lost a mech, still 5 versus 5. But Meta Athena, how are they going to deal with Nice on this defense? A lot of poke damage, and a lot of things Terror has to dodge. And with 15 seconds and less remaining, he has to get Blade up if they want a chance.
Yeah, so now with only 8 seconds, this was my worry, is that it takes so long to farm this up. You're going to need about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes to be able to get this available to you. In the meantime, Fusion University just ripping down your tank line.
Oh yeah, ripped down in Hyuk quite well, and no one's there to. Oh, someone touched, but Nice with 2 with the final barrage. Ooh, a res kind of snuck through there. Inhyuk is back. Coast to Primal, he's not allowed to play though. He is hacked. EMP from Still. Chunksig with 3. Fusion Uni, this was the Fusion Uni we wanted to see in Contenders Korea, and they will hold Meta Athena at bay.
Yeah, for now, they definitely feel pretty good about what they've got available to them, but 3 minutes is what they've got to be able to secure 1 tick. And so far, when it does come down to that, it looks like Fusion University pretty solid at being able to pull out that EMP Nanoblade setup on their attack, and certainly have way more time than what is typically necessary to farm up those ultimates, get that combo online, and Meta Athena, they're going to be hard-pressed to be able to defend against that.
A lot of momentum from Fusion Uni. Taking the second map, I believe, and now 3 minutes to get that 33%. I mean, best case, it's a draw for Meta Athena, right? And having that much time, then you can set multiple winning conditions. It's not like a minute where it was really up to Terror to see if he can get a Blade up in under a minute. Now Fusion Uni have basically 3 rounds of ultimates they can try.
2 rounds. I'm gonna say
okay.
2 rounds.
Like a slow drive push, maybe.
Like 2 rounds.
Like 2-ish. Yeah, we'll go
University. It looks like they're gonna start things off here with the 3-2-1, maybe the 2-2-2 split if they do want to pull Fuse out on the Mercy. But either which way, they will have a couple of chances here. Meta Athena really needs to be careful about the way that they approach this. If they give any opening to Fusion University, you can definitely expect that Fusion University is going to take that and run with it. So Fusion University swapping things up after they do see that triple DPS split from Meta Athena. They're going to go to 3-3 with the dive. Actually, Chong's going to be on Winston. They can be aggressive. They can go for half. They can even go for Inhyuk as well. Try to answer him immediately with a stun as he dives in.
I mean, not too much the Brig can do in that situation, but just having more sustain, the isolation. Oh, bowling right into them. That's a cool combo. Inhyuk, though, taking a bit of damage, has to get right on out. And taking care of Alarm first. It's very much slowing down Fusion Uni's approach. Bernard separated too. He does have some mobility to try and get out, but they're chasing after him. Thankfully, Chunksick was there to make sure he stays in the mech.
Meta Athena able to take away about 40 seconds so far, but still quite a bit of time left to deal with. And Fusion University, with this composition, once they get their ultimates online, it's going to be so difficult to deal with as they're actually isolated. But there's the kill onto Alarm.
Yeah, second time too. And Changsik went for a dive to see if he can equalize that, got a biotic. So taking down their time even more. Maybe Fusion Uni should just not go up there if the isolation is that easy. Although going through main is kind of the same situation. At least they can try and hop over the wall instead of the doorway blocking that. But there's the EMP, Jasper catching 3. Fusion Uni get cleaned up. Down to their less than a minute 30. Inhyuk dies, but Fusion Uni don't have too much to go with either.
Yeah, Alarm really needs to make sure that he's getting the majority of the healing onto Changsik here. Get that nano boost available. Get into the fight quickly again here. You don't have a lot of time. There's the kill onto Half. That's exactly what you need.
And someone has to keep contesting. Damon is there. Blizzard on the point. Killing Nice has got to be objective. He's going to have Grav. Inhyuk focusing everything he can into him. The bubble actually saves Nice. And now he can use Grav if they need to. They only need 33%. Meta Athena don't have enough. The Grav is finishing off the reinforcements. Fusion Uni have fought for so long, for so many ultimates, and the final 33% to now take a lead in the series 2-1.
My stomach was turning at the end there, though. It really felt as though Meta Athena actually had a pretty decent shot at being able to defend that. You saw the Blizzard go down. If they kill Nice there, maybe, just maybe, Meta Athena is able to hold on. But really clutch play from Changsik, not even just to utilize his resources to get over there and then try to defend him, but also putting his body in harm's way as well, just to try to soak up the pressure, because they know full well that if Nice gets that grab out, they win the point and they win the round as well here on this map.
Well, it's a tough road. Meta Athena, can they force the game 5? Fun fact, both these teams love game 5s. We'll see if it happens. We'll see you guys after this break. Fusion Uni, it's a good start. 2-1 over Meta Athena. Remember, the winner holds on to the 6th place or claims it. Meta Athena do love game 5s. Well, we will be heading into Escort to see if they can even up the score.
And I'm wincing right now because this is the map that Fusion University usually drop. This is the one that always sends Fusion University into the game 5. It's just not being able to convert on map 4. Escort. This whole season long, this has been the problem. And now finally here again on Meta Athena and a matchup that you have to win. I mean, if Fusion University dropped this one here, if Meta Athena dropped, there's still a shot that they could still make it in. If Fusion University drop here, not exactly the same probability. They have a much tougher matchup ahead of them in week 7.
So to give context to the map of death, possibly, is Havana on Escort. Fusion Uni are 1-4 on Escort overall. But Havana, they've lost to WGS, who is winless this season, to give you context, and they also lost this to Runaway. So Fusion Uni 0-2 on Havana, while as Meta Athena on Havana have full held Gen G on that map, the 2nd place team. So just the map statistics alone should give you a hint on maybe who could be coming into this map stronger.
Yeah, certainly both of these teams kind of in different versions of what we've seen from them in the past. I mean, we've seen a lot of changes coming in for Fusion University especially, and I think that might be enough for them to maybe turn this thing back around. And, speaking of Fuse coming in as well, I mean, Elk, he said, as he actually did make the announcement on his Twitter, that this is a team that he feels is fully capable of turning things back around. He feels fully comfortable and confident in the fact that Fusion University is a solid enough team that even with his departure, just going back to New York and then having Fuse slotted in, that they're going to be fine. And so far, it seems like he could be right. It could look fine. I mean, so far, especially with Numbani, if they continue looking like that, they might actually be fine to get into playoffs, figure things out for the 2-2-2, roll lock, and be able to perform in playoffs, try to get a gauntlet slot. But as you mentioned, Havana has been the problem.
The problem. And this is not like the fine, like when women say they're fine. And this is not the fine, like the meme where the guy's in the fire room and he says, this is fine. This is actually fine. Smile for Fusion Uni. But Meta Athena statistically have been stronger on this map, but in the series, 2 consecutive maps for Fusion Uni, a lot of momentum behind them.
I feel like this is the perfect platform for me to ask the question, how come every girl always says they're not hungry, but then they want my fries?
Because we're only hungry enough for like 3 fries. We don't want to have a whole fry. We just want to piss you off. That's essentially it. So just get us fries. Moving on. Next topic.
All right, so diving into Havana now, again, as we mentioned, Fusion University, they've been, while a lot of times you see teams hit or miss, it's been miss for Fusion University this entire season. And Meta Athena, on the other hand, have looked a lot better. We haven't seen Meta Athena versus Fusion University, obviously, on this matchup, but especially not with Fusion University looking like they do right now. We could see quite a bit of adaptations being made by Fusion University, change up the way that they've actually approached this map dynamically on a holistic level with, you know, compositional changes, a lot of the way that they actually approach, even with the same compositions. There's a lot of different things that Fusion University could have done in the last couple of weeks to really improve their chances of being able to shut this series down. Otherwise, we're just talking about history repeating itself.
Oh, Inhyuk's knocking at your door. And Fusion Unity don't want to invite him over, but now he's here, and you can't uninvite him at this point. But Inhyuk, half HP, still playing very aggressive, trapping Fusion Uni. Close to their spawn doors, going in. But Fusion Unity, oh, Chunksy got stunned, I think. Yeah, he got bursted down. But spawn room door is very, very close, rather, as you can see. Meta Athena still not letting go.
You can see Fusion University, they're swapping Neist over, so now it's the 3-3 versus the 3-3. Fusion University historically have been very, very solid on this composition and in mirror matchups. We'll have to see if they can repeat that here against Meta Athena.
Oh, so much pressure onto this shield. They know as soon as it's broken, it's done. Shatter a shield just for fun. You thought that maybe Chunksy was gonna die there, and that'd have been a sick follow-up, but now Inhyuk was the one who's getting punished. He got stunned, bursted down. Not much the rest of Meta Athena can do, and Fusion Uni can at least move forward.
Start sending this thing through. Payload in motion. And that's a good sign for Fusion University. I mean, they dropped one fight, but now they have some momentum to play off of as long as they can withstand the storm ahead of them. Meta Athena, Jasper, he's got the Graviton charged up and ready to go. Fusion University, if they can weather that storm, get nice up, and they could return fire, shift momentum in their favor.
Okay, Meta Athena, looking like they're taking the high ground. Trying to choose when they engage. It'll be behind the grav of Jasper. Pretty low energy. Not that big a deal though. Just trying to pace out the cart. They do dodge the shadow from Chucksik, and there is the grab from Meta Athena. Transcendence was ready from Alarm. Fusion Uni stabilized. Now it's their turn to tango. There's that grab and the self-destruct. Doesn't kill anyone. Half with the Transcendence. Nice and healed up. Fusion Uni with a 1-pick advantage, 6 versus 5. Meta Athena, their big goal here is also to just take a lot of time off the clock. Barriers forced out from Name just to keep Inhyuk alive, but not much longer. Fusion Uni pushing forward, they'll manage to get point A.
So the momentum shift they were looking for, got it. No problem at all. Fusion University with 4 minutes, and we've seen a lot of times where teams get stuck in this phase of the map, and with Fusion University going forward, claiming those stagger kills there as well, they can actually claim that high ground and maybe have just enough time to swap Bernard for Snillo, get Snillo rotated over to the rest of the team, because obviously Bernard can certainly get into position a little bit quicker with the thrusters as opposed to Snillo, who's going to be ground locked on the Brigitte.
Also Damon, the May, using that isolation, maybe helping the shield battle just slightly. But Fusion Uni's goal, all about taking them down from that high ground. And then who really claims the high ground chooses the engage, as I've said before. And also you got shatter to shatter. Shield break is gonna matter a lot, even how the Brigidas are set up, to allow a shield or maybe a stun to go through actually. Fusion Uni look like they're deciding to rotate towards the right side. Nice, spotting an opportunity maybe for a grab as Meta Athena let him have that space. It's a slow pace so far, and Fusion Uni now getting some space.
Diving in now after the grab. Fusion University not in a position to actually cleave it out, so now drop down, have to play off of this shatter.
Grab in response from Jasper. Alarm Transcendence, but Bernard helps them stay alive through that self-destruct, not allowing Athena to follow through. Oh, the shatter from Inhyuk managed to get a bunch, but Fuse saves him with the barrier. But there's plan B, the Blizzard, killing everyone slowly but surely. And Fusion Uni, though, still in this.
There's just something so funny about watching a Lucio standing still, just beaming kids in the face. But unfortunately for them, it's just not enough to swing the fight in their favor. So Fusion University, it looks like they're going to send this payload right on through to this next phase of the map. Meta Athena with one last opportunity to dive in. It looks like they're actually just backing off. They're going to allow Fusion University to push through, get point B, and take the fight abruptly after this.
It's also kind of surprising. Meta Athena used both Blizzard and Grav and lost that fight. But came down to the wire at least. Fusion Uni, though, up by 1. It's a quick early start from them. Just warding off Meta Athena. Also, there's a flying Zarya behind him. Dodged that. Oh, people got booped forward. Big play from Fuse. I think he's been fitting more and more like a glove. I said last week wasn't his week. This week, he's definitely improved so much more.
Yeah, I mean, working someone into a system, especially a really pivotal role like main support, it just takes some time. And I think I even had questions if he was going to be able to have enough time to look this good by this time this week. I mean, I was expecting week 7 to be the turning point for Fusion University and hope that it wasn't going to be too late, but looks like they're working just fine right now.
Now it's Shatter from Fusion Uni or the Grav. Meta Athena only have the barrier. Chunks, it goes forward. He's isolated away. Meta Athena used the barrier early. And Bernard eats the Blizzard. All right, the Grav is thrown from Nice. And Fusion Uni claim all the kills they need and eat the ultimates they need to advance further and closer to the end of Havana.
The Meta Athena now, they've got quite a bit of options now. 2 minutes on the board here for Fusion University, and Meta Athena, as they dive in, they're going to have to push Fusion University down. It should be relatively easy to get that done, and they do just that by working over to the other side. And you can see Meta Athena looking to invest that Graviton in this fight.
Oh, a wall initially, and a Shatter gets a couple on the ground. Support ultimates used early. Fusion Uni, the Transcendence helps Bernard get back into mech safely too. Jasper dies with Grab. That's definitely not the play. Inhyuk, no frontline really remaining for Meta Athena. Unless Damon can get a Blizzard back online quick, this could be dead, but Jasper actually is back into the fight. He could grab here, but his whole entire team is pretty much dead. Inhyuk is going to be charging in shortly. Fusion Uni only need a meter to go, and they have the time bank to feel happy about themselves.
Is Fusion Uni back? Is they back? Is they back?
We've been waiting for this. Such high expectations, right, for them to come into this region. And
yeah, and you have to wonder, I mean, a lot of people are probably going to say, oh, Meta Athena, they're 1-4, you know, it's not the same, they're not back, whatever. But here's the thing, Meta Athena beat Element Mystic last week, and it, like, was a good game for Meta Athena. It looked good. Forcing Meta Athena off of their game plan of trying to play 3 DPS is a good look for Fusion University. It tells you that they're very much in control in this structured team play environment where they were kind of at a loss in some cases earlier in the season with that exact same thing. So being able to shore up those issues is a big deal, no matter who their opponent is, but you cannot understate the Meta Athena as a team. They are a very good team despite their record right now.
Yeah, like, winning against Element Mystic definitely, like I said, has surprised everyone, and we thought, hey, this is the year of the Meta Athena, I guess? But Fusion Uni, I think they bought themselves a lot of confidence, right? It's 2 maps in a row that they've won, and they haven't won a series since week 2. So this is where they start the comeback, although it's almost at the end of the season. Making playoffs, that's all they need to do, and then they can prove themselves on the 2-2-2.
Yeah, and then week 7, I think, will be a decent indicator. And unfortunately here we're talking about that triangle of Element Mystic being their final matchup. So who's to say, you know, depending on, it really all depends on whether Element Mystic is truly figuring things out still, or if they're, you know, actually, if Meta Athena actually is an insane team. But that's a good first pick here for Fusion Uni.
Yeah, that is pretty insane, in fact. Oh, nice. Being an icicle. Not what he wanted for lunch, but Meta Athena now can start breaking out of spawn. Fusion Uni without their Sombra, just giving up some space. They have to also be worried about the isolation Damon is going for. Chonxic wants to play close. Nice wants to have his boosters ready if he needs to help Chonxic in that situation.
So Meta Athena going forward, playing off of the Mei, looking to isolate Chonxic. Yeah, I mean, here Chonxic has to be super careful about the way that they're approaching, and you can even see Meta Athena incorporating the Ana as well. And that's just gonna be that wall's gonna be a backboard for half to just throw in biotic grenades. So Fusion University really have to make sure that they're playing safe.
Oh, he's ready to drop this Blizzard. Oh, it's feeling cold. Fusion Uni stuck in it. Actually, they're not. Thank you for the camera. They actually decide to go away from it. Now giving them the space. Meta Athena, though, walk right into the shatter of Chonxic that gets 3 or 4 down. Punishes Inhyuk. And without a shield, Meta Athena just have to run for their lives.
And now Fusion University able to shut down that Blizzard yet again. And we've seen some teams really struggling to try to get value out of that Blizzard. Even Meta Athena on their defense in that second phase of the map on their, I mean, they weren't even able to conclude a fight in their favor. They invested the Grav and the Blizzard. This time just the Blizzard. But maybe Damon can actually get that back up very quickly and be able to once again use that in conjunction with Jasper's Grav. But Fusion University, with all these defensive options, they can sustain through it.
There's the grab from Bernard. The wall came out early, so it couldn't really protect them or stop the follow-up from Fusion Uni, but Chonxic is frozen and was dangerously low. That pick could have been big. As Inhyuk did get that nano just to help him survive that engagement. Now they've equalized, they've stabilized at the moment, but Fusion Uni are playing so aggressive into them. That's the confidence we've been looking to see. And as they play aggressive like that, they're getting the picks. And this has been consecutive fights that Meta Athena, even with ultimates, can't convert.
So now Fusion University backing off. They know full well that Meta Athena has all of their options available. And you can see actually a swap being made by Meta Athena, half going over to the Zenyatta to match up against Alarm, but this is kind of dangerous territory. They need to get a pick quickly. They have gotten a couple isolations, but they're not actually killing Chonxic off. Now have to get it with the combo. Blizzard, Graviton at the ready for Meta Athena.
The Blizzard wants to make sure Nice doesn't eat this one. Checking his angles. But also Fusion Uni know it's coming, and they're working up towards their grab. That's why they're playing so slow. That'll be their winning condition. The last minute of the game, Meta Athena really down to the watch. Just so much pressure to take this here. Losing half early, not a good start. The grab hits them. Bernard charges up. Transcendence from Alarm to guide Fusion Uni's attack, even to keep them up during Damon's Blizzard. That even despite being down 2, Meta Athena still went for it and didn't give back.
So backed off yet again, and now Meta Athena with only 1 shot remaining. Fusion University, not only could they potentially dispel this curse of Escort, but more importantly, the curse of Havana, but they also could get a full hold after completing the map. This is a huge turnaround for them against Meta Athena now, and we'll have to see how Meta Athena want to approach this. 10 seconds remaining, and there it is, the wall going up. They catch Snillo.
Okay, that's a good start. Now they're going to take a step back. Meta Athena have to touch the card. I mean, Fusion Uni are behind them. Chonxic's like, let's go, guys. I got Shatter. We got the ultimates. Fuse ready for the barrier engage. Just in time for Damon's Blizzard. Chonxic is still frozen, and he's dealt with. Without a main tank now, Meta Athena really in the driver's seat to take point A. Damon feeling much more confident, taking care of the supports. Just in time, they will get point A.
So allot themselves an extra 2.5 minutes now as well, but Fusion University in this phase of the map, you're going to see them just throwing out grabs like crazy. Bernard has been very solid, and this is kind of a different approach too because of the swaps, you know, everything. Fusion University, they had to put Nice on the Diva, so this is not typical for Fusion University to be playing these players on these specific characters, but still working out in their favor. Nice is just that flexible. Same with Bernard, but in the meantime, Meta Athena trying to jockey for this high ground control, and once again, isolated.
So much damage came through at the beginning. Snillo is low. Chonxic ate so much damage. So now, Fusion Uni, though, kind of lost a lot of gas, right? Just winning all these consecutive fights into overtime, losing 2. Meta Athena using the isolation to just finish off more. And getting through the tough part of Havana, not only can they hold the high ground, but you got Blizzard for the next one.
Yeah, and the Blizzard is just so dangerous here because of how Fusion University needs to fight on the point, at least throw a couple of bodies down there. But at least for now, the Transcendence could keep them alive should Meta Athena use this aggressively. And it looks like, once again, isolation through the wall.
They got two, throws the Blizzard right at them. At least they started break through the wall. Self-destruct doesn't pierce through the shield. Meta Athena, despite not getting any picks from these ultimates they've used so far, barrier to give them an even earlier advantage. Fusion Uni don't have anything to fight back with. Finally, Fusion Uni starting to crumble. No Zarya, Inhyuk taking care of his counterpart for the free shatter, but not even needing to use it. With so much momentum behind Meta Athena, just cleaning up these last members, they'll get point B.
It was clean from Meta Athena, and you could tell Fusion University were just off the back foot initially. Even Alarm was forced to anchor the point when he was in Transcendence and then fell back. So Fusion University just not really in control of the positioning of that fight. As soon as they got isolated, it just became that much more difficult. And Meta Athena, after almost getting full held on point A, you could see them now working their way into the final stretch of the map. Again, playing off of those blizzards. Now, this time around, actually getting value out of them as well.
Will be a little bit tougher for these isolations. A lot of room to just walk around the wall forehead, but Meta Athena throughout the grav. Fusion Uni had, Fuse got stunned at a barrier. Alarm, you have Transcendence, doesn't need to use it quite yet. He's a very patient guy, but the shield's about to break from Inhyuk, and Chunksic has, I think he went for the shatter earlier, and now charging right on in. Now that Meta Athena are wounded, Fusion Uni got hit with a shatter from, well, they got stunned a bunch, but still alive and well. Meta Athena are back in spawn.
Oh, a nice little slap there onto Teru, but we'll see if Meta Athena can return fire here. Once again, with the Blizzard at the ready in Fusion University, you could see them really kind of just saving their support ults for that Blizzard. If they can sustain against the Snowstorm, it seems as though they're able to actually turn those fights around more often than not. So, knowing that, we can see Fusion University. Now the wall goes down. It's a miss. Now Fusion University can push in.
Burn that. Blizzard under the car, make sure it's not eaten, but it really only zones out the car. Could have thrown it further to actually catch Fusion Uni. I think it's maybe the second time they've dodged a Blizzard back on point A and taken a long walk along the beach. Inhyuk is helping that. But with those initial picks, now Meta Athena chasing and staggering Fusion Uni right back into spawn. Last 30 seconds, last fight coming up.
Yeah, last fight in Fusion University, just a little bit ahead here in economy. As you can see, nice. I mean, Jasper playing on the low ground could get caught. The grab coming down. They really just want to put Inhyuk in it. You can see everybody else going back. Jasper does not want to get caught in that grab at all.
Oh, this grab from Nice. Bernard self-destruct. Shield was kept from Inhyuk, and they used the barrier just in time. But now it's 1-1 though, but Fusion Uni don't have a Rhine. At least their spawns are close. Meta Athena in overtime can't get off of this cart, but they're losing supports. And one last Blizzard. They're frozen. They can't touch the cart. Someone's touching the cart. Chunksic is there to save the day. Almost slipped by them. Fusion Uni deny the game 5 and will take their first win in several weeks against Meta Athena.
Chunksic is the MVP of this fight right here. Look at this. Look at the way he got in there. Charged Jasper, the player with Graviton that would have been the turning point for Meta Athena, came off of respawn and shattered the point. Also anchored it down as well to make sure it didn't C9 all the way through, and Meta Athena could have just snuck that one out. But huge plays by Chunksic specifically. And here is that Earth Shatter that came in, catching 2, I believe, and solidifying this one for Fusion University.
So much confidence. Like, you could just tell they're playing confident. They're playing so much more aggressive. And Havana Unana, Meta Athena almost got full held on A by Funi Onana, and it didn't happen. But they weren't also able to finish the map. See, you bet that I wouldn't sing that, and I did. And now I look like an idiot. But I was also an idiot because I thought this was going to go to a game 5. So I'm an idiot times 2.
Well, I mean, history would have dictated that that was going to be the case. And certainly speaking, Havana was going to be the map that definitely would have been the major factor behind that. However, Fusion University definitely looked like they've really kind of built out exactly what they want to do on that map. A lot of their